Billy Glasson. A shot from the fairway up here at 14.
66 total.
Powerful swing. It's the ball a long, long way. Beautiful golf shot. It just about went in. And now the fruits of that fine second shot here, if he can make this. Pretty straight putt. Pretty firm putter. He should hit it right center. Don't let it break out of the hole. Just broke out of the hole. He remains at 10 under par. 3 shots back. Still plenty of time. He's long enough. He can wreak havoc with the 16th hole, that par 5. He might be able to get it on there and get an eagle. So any of these guys anywhere near the lead right now, which there's about 2 pages of guys near the lead. Two-footer for a bogey. Greg Norman drops out of the lead. Now we have Jeff Sluman, Scott Simpson, Mark O'Meara, Paul Azinger, Sandy Lyle, and Greg Norman, one back. Jeff Sluman, 3 leaders, 215 yards out, side of those moguls, with a 3-iron. Not a bad golf shot right there. He was high up on those mounds over there. Let's go back to 13.
Scott Simpson with what you can only call a lag putt. He's just trying to get this within a couple of feet, even 3 feet of the hole. Looks a good pace there too. Wow, that was hardly a lag. It was just a superb roll. He will be very happy with his par 3 and remaining at 13 under par, tied for the lead with Sluman and O'Meara. But Mark O'Meara's got his problems here. This was his second shot. He didn't go down into the water, but he won't be happy with that. And he's got a lengthy par putt if he is to remain tied in the lead. Tied for the lead. There isn't a great deal of break on this putt. It's fairly level on that lower portion of the green. He was brave enough to attack the flagstick, but came up a club short. Pulled that and had no chance. That really, I would imagine that the pressure is starting to get to all of them now. That was a little bit of a jerky stroke. So this hole has risen up and bitten him because he'd had a birdie here on Friday and Saturday. And he has missed a couple of these. And that was doing its best to get away to the right-hand side. A rather good view of it at ground level there. And now we have 2 co-leaders. Jeff Sluman, the tiny little fellow, and the tall Scott Simpson, the machine. And they are leading by a single shot from Greg Norman, Mark O'Meara, Paul Azinger, Sandy Lyle. It is one hell of a battle.
Jim Thorpe, Scott Hoke, Ed Fiore, and Dave Stockton. The players are competing in a year-long bonus pool with points being awarded to the top finishers in each event. Heading into the Tournament Players Championship, Ben Crenshaw was in first place, followed by Corey Pavin, Mark Calcavecchia, Lanny Watkins, and Payne Stewart, 215.
Second shot coming up for Greg Norman, who's hit a huge drive. He only has 155 yards left to the flagstick. To Today placed in the back left corner of the green. Seven iron for Norman. He just continues to fire at the flagstick. Scores today not as low as they've been the first 3 rounds. Players have come through and talking about how long it's played as we go to 14.
Jeff Sluman from the front of the green. A little pitch and run up the hill, and then didn't get going down the hill. And that was earlier, and this is what he's got left. Jeff was going along very, very aggressively there till the 12th hole, and he missed that little putt. By his own admission, called himself a chicken. On the next par 3, 13, and hung it to the right. He's hit a fine shot off that side of that hill up there in these moguls to get to the front of the green. He's at 13 under par. He hasn't been here for a while. Hasn't been here at all. Last year he entered 34 events, 24 top finishes. He will be around for a long time. He really has no weakness. Good kid, good little player. You can see he's starting to do things a little out of his sync right now. He's getting taught a very expensive lesson here. He'll learn by it. He's still got a great chance to win this golf tournament, and many more to come. Right now he's really got to sit down and he's talk to himself. Try to get aggressive. He's losing that aggressiveness that got him to this particular point. And it's very difficult when you haven't been there, when you got the likes of Norman and all these great players chasing you. Paul Azinger, who hit his shot from the fairway, he had about 215. Hit it in the left hand. I think it was in the upslope. This hole has been ranked the hardest hole in the golf course, and it's very difficult. It's got everything imaginable. Speaking of difficult, let's go to 15.
Well, that was Nick Price from awfully difficult situation left of the green to 14.
Zinger, it's about the same putt that Greg Norman had earlier that pulled it. Very, very good putter, this kid right here. Little short stroke, that's going left too. Every guy has missed it over there on the left. This hole is taking its toll right now. Every guy that's a leader has been coming in here bogeying it. 3 of the leaders. Now we've got Scott Simpson left at 13 under par, and everybody's chasing him. Sandy Lyle about 3 feet. He hit it in the same place Norman did, short right of the green in that swale, and chipped it up very adeptly to this 2 to 3 foot range. And this is getting very tight and very hard to breathe up here at this particular point. Sandy should hit this right in the middle of the hole. Don't let it break. He remains at 12 under, 1 shot out of the lead.
Thank you.
Let's go to Pat Summerall.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, CBS Sports presents the NCAA Basketball Championships live from New Orleans. Syracuse against Indiana. The Orange men have never played for the national championship before. And the Hoosiers, of course, under Bobby Knight. It begins at 8 o'clock Eastern Time right here on CBS. We go to 14.
There's Ben Crenshaw against the slope over there, where all those, for a better want of a phrase, it just looked like a bunch of teeth marks over there. Very deep gouged teeth marks. There's a row of about 6 or 7 of these bunkers and knolls that line the whole right side, which the player looks at from the tee. Ben Crenshaw probably got about 210, 215. Little flyer. To the right of this pin are some huge knolls and stuff you don't even want to venture on over there. That's a good shot just in front. That ball's going to roll down the hill. Let's go to 15 and Greg Norman.
To tie for the lead. Got it wide of the mark, and it stayed there. Greg, who last year was first in putting on tour, which shouldn't come as any surprise when you're leading money winner. But he remains at 12 under and 1 back as we go to 14.
The gifted swing of Mark O'Meara with a 2-iron, about 210. Looks like he started that little left of the flag. Mark only plays right to left, so that ball will go to the left. He took those moguls and knolls and pot bunkers to the right of this green out of play with that shot. Very tough pin placement to get close to. From the front of the green, it rolls up to the pin and then gently goes back down in a little swale, and that they got the pin right on the gently part, right on the top part. Scott Simpson just a little ahead of Mark O'Meara, probably hitting a 3-iron. Scott will keep this ball to the left of the flag. He's got 200 yards. Goes to the same exact routine every time. Full follow through. This swing here will be exactly the same. He's got a 3-iron. We'll keep it just a little left of the flagstick. Very, very repetitive. Plays the game very, very well.
Oh.
And he had a bad club selection there. Was that right where he aimed it? It had been just left of the flag, but he was 1 club short. Here's a golf swing that was revamped a couple of years ago by Mark's friend Hank Haney. Getting the club much flatter on his takeaway. Perfect position there. He'll drop it back to the inside on the through swing. Just a gorgeous golf swing. It goes back in one plane, it comes down through in just about exactly the same plane. For Scott Simpson is on the 14th hole in a little bit of trouble. 13 under par, followed by Greg Norman, Jeff Sluman, Sandy Lyle, and Mark O'Meara. Scott Simpson from the upslope in the grassy area. Throw it straight up in the air. Pin's about 40 feet away. The ball will trickle down on the downslope there at about 8-10 feet away, where everybody has been missing this putt to the left. Let's go to 16.
On the tee, Greg Norman. This is a very short par 5, and if he's anywhere in this flat grass, he should have a chance to go for it for 2. But he hit the tree and goes left, and that could prove costly. Back to 14.
Ben Crenshaw in front of this green. Have to be using a very tactile approach to this pitch shot. Very soft, up in the air. Let the ball trickle down now. See how much on the down slope that is right there. 15th hole.
That's Azinger from the waist area to the right of the landing area at 15. Right over the flagstick down in a deep grass bunker. Rather unlucky for Azinger. He's only about 18 feet from the flagstick, but will have to fight to make par. Sandy Lyle from 175 yards. He got lucky in that the ball stuck on top of the ridge separating the 2 grass bunkers. Jeff Sluman now, after having out-hit both Azinger and Lyle, has only 170 yards left, probably a 6-iron. That's right at it. That's right at it. Good play by Sluman to 14.
There you see Mark O'Meara's putt, trying to get the hole. Get him. Oh. He did about a 20-yard sprint right at that bunker. Looked like he was going to jump in. Oh, my goodness. That doesn't mean a whole lot on Sunday afternoon at the country club, but unless you're playing for big units. But these units out here are pretty big for 180,000. Those tend to wear on you a little bit. If I just had hit it another... Very good 4, though, which a lot of the leaders have not been making on this 14th hole. Scott Simpson now. 10 to 12 feet. Let's go back to 16, see what Greg's doing.
Well, he's got some problems, Gary. And, Kenny, let's take a look at what might have gone wrong on the tee.
Just look how solid that he is. He's all set in here, and he gets the club at the top right to parallel. Just perfect in there. But also watch his feet right here. Watch how they spin out just a little bit, coming over the top, moves it there, coming over the top of the ball, and makes the ball go right to left. And, of course, Vern, you know the trouble is in there now.
Let's go to 14.